Welcome to the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. I hope you are having a good day. Let me start by saying that I intended to get a few more videos to you yesterday on Wednesday. Only got one out to you. I had uh, recorded the video of the recap between the Fever and the Minnesota Lynx. The Fever winning that game, of course, and finishing out the regular season. But as I was uploading that video, the news came across about the murder, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and I was absolutely gutted. And so I just didn't have it in me to do any more videos. Today, over on the second channel, Adrienne Ross Squared, I do get into that horrible, tragic murder, assassination. So the link to the second channel will be in the description of this video. And you can go on over to Adrienne Ross Squared and check that out. Also, of course, today is the anniversary, if you will. Seems like such a weird way to say it, of 9/11. So there's that as well. And yesterday we also had another school shooting. So lots of thoughts and feelings and emotions and all of those things. So here we are. I am going to do the video that I was going to do after the one that I did do yesterday here, because it's a good one to do. It's a positive one. And right now, who couldn't use some of that? So we're going to get into the Indiana Fever's post-game interview after the Minnesota game. At the podium or at the table, we had Kelsey Mitchell and Odyssey Sims. I think these comments are especially special, if you will, because they come from Odyssey, who hasn't been with the team all along. So she kind of entered into this situation, and she further confirms what we continue to hear about this team. Let's go over to the Indiana Fever on YouTube.
Odyssey, how significant was it for you to first have opportunity here and then show that you were a tremendous fit and maybe reaffirmed what you can do in this league to maybe thousands more people?
You know, it's not my first rodeo. I think the last couple of years I've been here, there, a little bit everywhere. So to have another opportunity, this one is special. This one means a lot more to me than any other team I've been on. And it's not because of the injuries. It's not because of, the situation happened. I'm here because of it. I just look at it as, like, I'm just grateful. Like, I am really surrounded by a group of women that are genuine, that are really, really, really sweet on and off the court. Like, we really love each other. There's no problems in the locker room. We get on each other. We hold each other accountable. And it's nothing. It's like, okay, I got you. Everybody always has something to say. We pour into each other, and we keep pouring into each other. We all know it's basketball. Everybody has their days where Kels may not be, it may not be her night, or it may not be AB's night, but that's what you have teammates for, to continue to talk throughout the game. Like, hey, you got it. You got the next one. Hey, you're okay. You're good. And sometimes that goes a long way, and that moment can help your teammate throughout the rest of the game. It can help them just with the confidence for the next game. You just never know. So that's key, and that's just what I'm learning with being with this group. Like, continue to pour into each other. Like, it goes a long, long way, and especially when it's genuine, it hits different.
Let's take a little look at some of what Odyssey Sims has done in her WNBA career. She reached the WNBA finals in 2017 with the Los Angeles Sparks. They lost that series. She had a significant role in that finals. She averaged 14.8 points per game in that championship series in 2017. She was a WNBA All-Star in 2019, was a member of the WNBA All-Rookie team in 2014. So those are just a few things. So why am I pointing that out? You just heard what she said. She has never, ever been in a situation like she's in right now. And like she said, it's not just because of the injuries. It's the true manner in which this team cares about one another. Some people along the way have thought this team is just talking. No, every single one of them will tell us the same thing. I remember when Sophie said, I have never been on a team this close before. We hear the coach say, this is just a special team. We hear all of them talk about that. And, hey, I'm talking about it. And right now, maybe the world could learn a whole lot from this. Listen, I tell you guys all the time, sports are a microcosm of society, and the tagline for this channel is where sports and culture connect. And unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, a lot of that cultural stuff isn't really positive stuff. Some of it manifests the negativity in the culture. I look at this team as a bright spot. I've always said they have class, they conduct themselves professionally. You can put a microphone in front of their faces and don't have to go, oh my goodness, what's going to come out of their mouths? And unfortunately, we do have to worry about that with some of the players on some of the teams. But whoever's on the team, who's been brought onto the team, just conduct themselves in such a manner as to do right by their athletes, their teammates, that's the word I'm looking for, by their coaching staff, by the front office, by the league. And when I hear Odyssey Sims say, she uses the word genuine, like she said, especially when it's genuine, it means something more. The Odyssey, the journey this team has been on has been all kinds of topsy-turvy and up and down. And you hear me point this out over and over again. And then you get a player like Odyssey Sims who makes me say it yet again. This team has gone further than people thought they could go. There's a culture that has been developed, that has been nurtured. These players have embraced it. And no matter who comes, whether they've been there the whole season, whether they've been there a month, whether they just came in, it's been set in such a way that they just kind of flow right into it. And again, you hear Odyssey Sims say, this is not my first rodeo. I've been here and there and done this and done that. And I share with you some of the things she has experienced in this league. And yet she says, I have never been on a team like this. I like this because culture matters. That's why you have to protect that culture. Apparently, Dewana Bonner didn't fit in with that culture. I'm not going to stay there. Listen, I don't say what I had to say about that, but she's gone now, right? Maybe that one was a mistake, but the ones who have come in, they are so glad to be here. And I got to imagine that some of these players were not so sure because of the narrative out there last year, even about the Indiana Fever fan base being racist, about the players, about Caitlyn, she doesn't want to speak up for the black player, whatever the narrative was. Asia Wilson, who many of these players no doubt respect for her talent, comments that she had made. She wasn't sure she wanted to go to Indiana for the All-Star this year because I'm kind of scared of those people out there in Indiana, all those things. So I have to imagine being human and you just not, what's true, what's not. And you're just like, huh. But every person who comes in here is like, whoo, Ariel Power. She's so grateful to be here. And then, of course, Odyssey, Shay, all these players breathe again and again and again and again and again. We just hear we're tight in our locker room. And all the people who follow the Indiana Fever, but refuse to give it up in terms of let it go. I know you want to find problems with the team. No matter all that noise, these players continue to show up for one another. And like she said, we got your back. It's good. We're pouring into one another. And who knows what they'll be able to do. I'm just gonna transition. There it is. I'm going to transition to this really interesting Chloe Bibby X post. It's Chloe, it's Caitlyn. It's fascinating. So you see here, Chloe is calling this embarrassing when I'm about to show you. Why did I do the exact same thing? as Caitlyn.
I think any team that has the ability to shoot threes and the clip that Indiana does can be dangerous. Especially just in that 3 years. I think
You got to watch it again. So you see what Caitlyn does, like anything you can do, I can do better. What Caitlyn does, she does. And she's like, this is so embarrassing. I just find it really funny. She's just like, what happened?
I think any team that has the ability to shoot threes and the clip that Indiana does can be dangerous. Especially just in that 3 years.
Hey, they keep telling us how tight they are. So Caitlyn sits back, Chloe sits back. Caitlyn puts her hand through her hair, Chloe does. Caitlyn puts her hand to her face, Chloe does. It's just kind of funny, but just a little fun example, I guess, of how connected this team is. Like I said, always good to share something positive, especially at times like these. Remember to go on over to Adrienne Ross Squared, where I square off from A to Z. And today I spoke about Charlie Kirk. The link to that channel will be in the description of this video. I will catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly.